Another important aspect of working within the Creative Suite or InDesign is understanding the compatibility or the relationship of all of the Creative Suite products within each other. So if we have these images here in InDesign and we need to edit this particular image for an example, then we could, of course, browse to our hard disk and locate where this image is and open it from the hard disk into a program like Photoshop, for an example. Or, since we're here in InDesign, a much more efficient way to do it is to tell InDesign to edit the original. So, there are multiple ways that we can do that. One is to highlight the image, go up to the Edit menu, and choose Edit Original. Or we can bring up the Links palette, and then we'll see this little pencil icon down here at the bottom, and this is kind of its own little icon for editing the original. Or there is yet another place that we can do it by clicking on the flyout menu and choosing Edit Original. So if I do that, though, you'll notice that in this case it launches the image in like the Windows Explorer view, and that's because that's the last application to launch that particular image. So it's not always a good idea to select Edit the Original unless you are, let's say, opening up a PSD file which is natively going to open up Photoshop. But there is another option that we can choose here. If we have that image selected, then we can go just below Edit Original, and we can choose one of many programs. And if the program isn't listed that we want to use, we can go Other. And we can browse to the Photoshop exe file. So I'll go to my computer, local disk C, program files, Adobe. I want to browse here for Photoshop and highlight the Photoshop exe. So when I do that, it places that application now into my edit with, but in this case it will also launch Photoshop, and it's going to launch that image up in Photoshop for me. So now if I come in here and do some spot healing or change any kind of or make any kind of edit to this image, what's nice about it is, let me just make an edit. I'll raise my font size here. I'm just going to put the letter AB right up at the top. I'm going to go to Layer, Merge Layers, and save this image. Now, here's something I want you to take a real close look at. If I zoom into this image, we'll see that InDesign is showing that edit. So I didn't have to relink my image here. That's because when you go into the file and you tell InDesign to edit it, InDesign starts listening to any changes made to that document. So if I do edit the original and save it, because I chose edit the original or edit with from within InDesign, InDesign is paying attention to what is happening to that image in other programs. So I don't have to open this image from the hard disk, make the edit, save it, come back into InDesign, and then relink this file. InDesign handles all of that for me. And that's part of the seamless integration with all the products within the suite. So it doesn't matter if you're doing that in Illustrator, Photoshop, or any other program that is calling assets into our particular project. If you use InDesign to merge those applications and edit those native files with, then that gets deeper into the compatibility within these programs, and it makes our daily lives and workflows a lot easier.